All right, yeah, there we go. So today is the 21st. May the 21st be with you. And I've got a plan. That's to smack some back around. But I think I need to chill a little. So this is gonna be a lighter squeezing time around the block. Because I just did a super heavy chest day, back day, arms. And even though arms is kind of a smaller muscle group, like if you kill arms, you're not gonna wake up the next morning thinking like, oh, fully systemically fatigued or anything. But a heavy arm day as well, and then a heavy leg day, followed by what? Another heavy chest day, even though I said I was going to take a rest day. So now, after having taken a rest day yesterday, I think I don't want to totally thrash my back. So I like a back and forth like that, where after a really hefty, lower rep weight-based workout, last back day was like full stack pull downs, heavy machine pull downs, and then what was the last one? Cable pull downs, machine pull downs, and I feel like I did something else. I thought I did 3 movements. I don't remember. But either way, heavy pull downs, heavy machine pull downs, heavy rows of, 3 different freaking varieties. So I might make today a little more squeezing. So instead of hanging around that 10 rep range to failure, with some partials, maybe today's a little more like 15, right? 15, 20. And I've seen, I'll see comments on occasion, and we're beyond the old school, like, endurance, hypertrophy, strength-based understanding of reps. I forget what the word is. It's like, I don't even remember. It's this old diagram where it's like hypertrophy eagle doing 20 reps. No, the endurance eagle doing 20 reps. And like the fucking strength something. As though if you do a 5 to 8 rep set, that only builds pure strength. And if you do an 8 to 12 rep set, that builds size. And if you do a 12 to 20 rep set, that builds endurance. As though that is like the rule of thumb. So by that logic, which I think has held pretty fast in a lot of people's minds, maybe not anybody who's like trying to be super up to date with, I don't even know, more current sort of training styles. But, for the most part, people are going to tend to stay away from 20 reps. I might see a comment, for me at least, where it's like, why would you even do a 20 rep set? What are you doing? That's too light. Which is, sometimes it's funny for me to see these comments, because I get everything from both sides, Like if you're ever, I saw one question that I was going to answer in a Q&A, but then I decided not to. And it was an interesting question. I forget the guy's name, but he basically said, a lot of people deal with negative talk. And I think he meant this just for me, because, I get a ton of comments all over the place, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. And he goes, how do you deal with too much positive talk? How do you deal with too many positive comments about your training? And my first reaction was like, well, they're not all positive. So it kind of balances out, But it's like I'll hit a 20 rep set, and then, the response might be, why would you even do 20 reps, man? You're wasting time. Why would you do in 20 what you could do in 8? Or what you could do in 5? Some guys are really hyping up that low volume logic of like, the most important part of the set is those last 5 reps before failure. So just go so heavy that those last 5 reps are the first 5 reps, or, are just a lower volume range. But to that I would say, I don't think there's no rule that's so strict like that. Like there really is no, I don't want to say style, but there's no specific circumstance where it's like, if you do this, you will make progress, and if you don't, you're totally screwed. Like, no, man. Honestly, I think I could get a back pump just doing like manual flexing. Like if I just sat down or stood up somewhere and I like held my arms across my body and tried to really flex my lats and like go back and forth between flexing and relaxing, I think I could get a back pump with no weight, right? Like like the best technique is having no technique. The best movement would be not even doing a pull down, but just imagining a pull down while flexing. You know, maybe, I don't think I'm that enlightened yet, but who freaking knows? But, you know, 20 reps, 12 reps, 8 reps, you know, as long as you're taking your sets as hard as you can. And even saying that is technically not true. You know, I think people make solid progress by doing sets reasonably hard, but I think you're going to make more progress if you go as hard as you can. So that's what I'm going to say. But, you know, whether that's 8 reps of really insane, you know, bent over barbell rows, you're getting yourself freaking amped, or if that's more of a squeezing set of, you know, really wide grip pull downs, where you're doing like very manageable weight. You know, like I can do 300-pound pull downs. Now I'm really, you know, hefting it, of course, but I still like a set with like 150. Now, wider grip, slower, really intentional squeezing at the bottom of every rep. But yeah, even half the weight of what I can maximally do, I think is still effective. You know, you just do the set in a different way. And that's what I really want. So going forward, I mean, dieting, bulking, whatever, I want my workouts to change day by day, week by week. Not only in the long-term sense of I want to get stronger every week, or dieting, I want to maintain my strength while I get leaner, but, you know, in terms of making real progress, I want to get stronger week by week. So I want to change up how much weight I'm actually doing and able to do. But also on more of a short-term scale, I want to do different workouts. So I want this back day to look very different than my last one. So last one was lats first, rows second. So maybe I'll do rows first, lats second. Or maybe a superset where it's like one set of rows and then immediately jump onto a set of pull downs. And since I'm doing a lighter squeezing day, that might actually be a good approach. Well, either way, I'll think about it for a second, warm up, get my shoulders loose, and you know, make sure I'm not going to tear anything once I get started. But I guess we will just freaking see what this workout ends up looking like. All right, so here's the plan: supersetting lats and rows 6 times. So that means I need, I don't know. So this first combo, pull downs, and then upper back row machine. Now, a heavy set here would be the stack. Dropped it down to, okay, I don't need 190, but 200. So about 60%. And then this machine, 5 plates is pretty doable for a legit set. Well, it dropped it to 4, so going a little lighter. So the point of these reps will not be so much just difficulty in even doing them, which a heavy set would be. It's more so I want to get to the bottom and really have an extra oomph of a squeeze and then repeat, you know. So whether this ends up being like 15 or 20 or 25 reps, whatever, right? I just want to take this weight as hard as I can. And then, even though like I'll be a little out of breath just after one set, even if my lats are completely cooked, well, I'm not really using my lats much on this row. So this is just a little bit more of a faster pace kind of lift. And by doing lats and mid-back, back to back to back to back like that, literally back to back, I assume, now this is, I mean, we'll see what happens, but by the end of the workout for the pose down, well, now I've been working my lat and my traps at the same time, so they'll both be fully pumped. Whereas normally, maybe if I do lats first and mid-back after, so all pull downs and then all rows, maybe by the end of the workout, my lats have kind of deflated a little bit and only my upper back is fully pumped. So just a little bit more enjoyable in that sense. But probably 2 of this combo, and then I'll pick a new pair. Two. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Oh my gosh. I gotta drop to 3 plates here. 4 is a little much. Oh. Boy. Yeah. All right, I've got an idea for the next one. Let's do some double arm pullovers just with a rope, which I normally don't do, but for the sake of a superset, I think will be solid. And then just some V-bar rows. So this is much lighter, so I can actually get to the bottom and squeeze. 200 pounds on the row. That's heavy enough, but not too heavy. Probably right in the sweet spot. All right. Okay. Come on. One more. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, shit. All right, this feels too good to skip. Let's do one more. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me think. What would a good ender be? All right. Let's finish with a little combo of both of those. So the pull downs from earlier, and then the rows right there. That cable row feels really good. And I know I'm kind of blurry right now because I'm out of focus, but I'm not pulling my hands towards my belly button. I'm pulling them up towards like my lower sternum because I'm trying to make this row upper mid-back focus, not lat focused. The lats are, you know, they're getting hit over here. Let's go a little lighter. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Let's pose down. See how back's looking pumped. Yeah, so that was what, a 6-set kind of superset combo back workout. For one that was intended to be so heavy, a little faster paced. Honestly, I think the amount of blood flow that I managed to siphon into my back, at least on a set by set basis, pretty good. Pretty freaking good. Let me turn this down just, yeah, there we go. Perfect. So, through the shirt, let's see how the lat spread is. Oy. Man, it's pretty wide. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, shorter rest periods, and then basically no rest periods in between the row and pull down sets. Ooh. I definitely want every back day to be just like that. But for this one, shit, man, it worked. So I'm sure my next back day will be a bit, let's just say a bit slower and heftier. Oh. Oh my gosh. even just pulling my arms up to hit one of those is like flexing my back in mid traps, making it even hard to hold the pose. But that's what I want to see. So I'm glad I've still got that much definition, even though I'm like, pretty substantially heavier than peak leanness. But there's still really clear distinction between like Christmas tree, traps, Terry's major, these little eyeball looking things right underneath my triceps, and then rear delts on top. Let me, all right, shit, let me hit one more lat spread, and we can get out of here. Oh man, yeah, even holding that is freaking rough, in a good way. But let's get in the freaking car. All right, I think the people who would need to hear this wouldn't even want to hear it. But I don't know. I think there's more to be said on a TikTok live than this. I'm sitting on my phone. I'm totally wasting time. I'm trying to stop doing it. It's probably borderline addiction at this point. And I tune into some whatever. It's two guys. Oh, come on, man, let's win this battle. Yo, hit the likes. Oh, no way, bro. Holy crap, a galaxy. Maybe I'm just being a hater. I don't know. I shouldn't even be on my phone in the first place. That's not good. But solid back day, a little bit faster paced. Definitely a solid pump. I'm very happy with that. And now I gotta go home and get some grub. So, I don't know. The sun's shining. Peak UV is like 1-ish, 2 o'clock. I don't know. Maybe there's a chance for some melanin production. I get curious. Some guys will take, it's called melanotan 2. So that's like this melanin up-regulating peptide, but it's like they get unreasonably tan. Like guys will get so tan where it's like, did you just move to the Bahamas for 3 years? It's only been a month since I've seen you, but you're getting orange. So I don't know. I've heard some guys say where they're like extra pale, or I guess this story is a guy talking about his friend who was really pale, and then that kind of helped him. But I think I can, I don't know. I think it's unnecessary now. I can just get straight up UV and that'll do the trick. I get kind of curious because I wouldn't mind a really early morning routine of Planet Fitness cardio, however many minutes in the, a UV oven. But I don't know, it feels, if you have any tanning experience in a tanning bed, tell me how that went. And I guess probably half of me wants someone to say, I use the tanning bed twice a week. Keeps my bronze up. Hell yeah. No problems whatsoever. But I think it's probably more important to hear from the guy who said, yeah, I used the tanning bed every day for, 3 months back in college. And now blank, in some kind of problem. So I don't know. But 3 minutes, it's a lot quicker than 60. It's a lot quicker than 30. Even if you're doing just a quick 15 minutes per side, and you're trying to really mitigate your burnage. I mean, if it's UV 9, I think 30 minutes a side might hit me a little bit too hard and leave me pink. But usually if it's like a 7 or 8-ish, I can hit a 30. I don't know. Maybe I should just do 15. My rule is like, if I'm not burnt, I'm probably all right. That's usually how I go about it. But yeah, plan now is get some food. I've got a bunch of ground beef, so I think I should just cook it all at once. Do like a 4-pound pot, low, put the lid on it. Honestly, if you're cooking it at low, you can let that sit for a little while. I should really try to not do the math, but just do like an experiment where I do 4 pounds, 5 pounds of ground beef, all flattened into the bottom of like a big soup pot, leave the burner on low and just set a timer, and then wait until I come back and it's basically all the way browned. Just give it a couple stirs to really balance everything out, strain into a salad bowl, because then you can do something else. You don't just have to sit there and baby it. If you're cooking a pound at once, you kind of just have to sit stirring every couple of minutes, But if you're doing like 5 pounds, you can kind of just leave it for a while. I haven't done this for a little bit, but I think I got to get into my my cooking steaks in bulk approach again. That usually does me really well. But I don't have a sous vide anymore. I lost it, or I didn't lose it, but I think it just got thrown out when I moved out of college, and I just haven't used it since. But sous vide, so that's where you've got this little like electric heater which connects to an outlet, and you plug that in, leave it into this pot of water, and then you can get really specific like vacuum sealed containers. Really a Ziploc works fine, but I would cube up like a top round or something. I'm talking pounds, like 4 or 5 pounds at once, however much would even fit into one Ziploc. Cube it up in like inch blocks, put it in a bowl, add a crap ton of whatever sort of seasoning. I'll even do like some chicken seasoning sometimes. Like if you're looking at that wall where everything's pre-made, sometimes the chicken seasoning on the steak, pretty good. It might be a little funky for your taste, but sometimes just straight barbecue is a little old. But mix the whole thing up so everything's kind of evenly covered. Put the whole thing into a gallon Ziploc, maybe do 2 if you're kind of overdoing it. And then you set the water at like 130, so you set the temperature of the sous vide to 130, put the 2 Ziplocs in, and 130, right, 125, 130, that's about medium rare. That's just a pink cooked steak, right? So if you go to a restaurant, you cut open this thing and it's not totally red, like it's just evenly pink throughout, little brown bands on the top just from the sear, then you're going to say, ooh, that was well cooked, right? So the point of the sous vide is you take the guesswork out of flipping it back and forth on a pan, and the whole thing, all these like little mincemeat chunks are all perfectly cooked, right? Kind of a solid medium rare. And if you do a steak, you would take it out, pat it dry, and then sear both sides just for, a minute each. But doing the cube steak more of like a slow cooker style, I'll just take it straight out of the Ziploc, put that into a salad bowl, right, with a lid so I can actually seal it. And then I've got 5 pounds of cube steak cooked, ready to go at a moment's notice. So instead of, okay, I got to cook half a pound of ground beef, well, I may as well cook the whole pound at once, and then you got to store it. Now you're making all sorts of dirty dishes. Really, the most efficient protein intake is once you have that cube steak salad bowl ready, take it out of the fridge, and I'm not really putting any sauces or anything on it just because it's pre-seasoned. Put the whole thing on my kitchen scale, zero it out, and then you can just pick off pieces with your fork, and by the time you get to your intended ounces, so if you're aiming for 50 grams of protein, it's normally 8-ish ounces. Look it up. I know 8 ounces of turkey, 50 grams almost on the dot. Some guys are freaking out. I see this a lot. It's like, are you weighing your food cooked, or are you weighing your food uncooked? Right? Are you weighing your steak or your ground beef cooked or uncooked? I've always done uncooked, so or no, I've always weighed my food cooked. So if I'm eating 8 ounces of steak, I'm eating 8 ounces of cooked steak. So maybe I'm overestimating my protein intake, which has not been a problem for me historically. So who knows? Maybe I'm actually eating 300 grams instead of 250. I don't think more protein is going to be an issue for you, but I guess whatever floats your boat. But take off a piece. All right, half ounce. Sit there chewing. And then I see the scale. Okay, 10 ounces. Oh, I went a little extra. So then I might just do the math. All right, probably 65 grams of protein. Put the thing away, fork in the sink. Only one dirty dish, and it's just a piece of silverware. Boom. So I'll, next time I do that, I'll bring the camera in the kitchen. We can do a little cooking with Sam. But that's kind of more of a long form thing. That's like, all right, here, let's put it in the pot. I'll see you again in 4 hours once it's totally done. But yeah, that'll expect that soon-ish. But yeah, I got to get some food in my system, and then I will see you for some arms tomorrow. I don't know where I want to go. I might want to branch off. I might want to go. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I guess we'll see tomorrow. But I'll see you then.